Gordon to go absolutely haywire.
It's very interesting with Lee because at the beginning of last night's episode, she very much hated Gordon. But by the end of the episode, you see that she's, if not forgiven him for what he's done, at least went off and realized that he doesn't deserve to die. So I mean, it's clear Gordon still has feelings for her.
Oh yeah, I'm really, and I love the whole Joker theory and all that stuff, but I'm really definitely curious to see the Riddler versus Penguin.
It's definitely very interesting. I don't want to go a lot into it, but in this episode, we really went off and saw Ed go off and play some serious mind games with Penguin, including bringing in a character that was briefly introduced in season two, Clayface, to kind of help mess with Penguin even more. At the very end of it, he goes off and pretty much he states that he wants to go off and destroy Penguin very slowly, and then he's going to put him out of his misery like you would any other animal. So I mean, it's very interesting because we've seen Penguin has pushed Ed over the edge. Ed because he's in love with him.
And that's a little story that I actually find interesting. The one biggest thing you find in most movies where they portray the Penguin is this feelingless creature, and it's really unique to see the Penguin portrayed in a different light. Someone who is full of compassion and feelings, and yet also this really extremely powerful figure in Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, Penguin is definitely very psychotic. My only question is exactly what is he going to do when he eventually finds out what's going on? Now the question is he going to find out what's going on, or is it going to be little, too late? Who, and he's going. I mean, obviously we know Penguin's not going to die, but it's interesting. It'll be intriguing me to see where they go with all this.
Yeah. What excites me and also doesn't excite me is the fact that even on my newsfeed today, they're telling me how at some point in season 3, Harley Quinn is going to make an appearance. Now, there's another thing I'm not quite. I love Harley Quinn. Don't get me wrong. Is she right to be introduced in the show at this point? No. Do I think that she'd be really good for the show? Yes, but not at this point. You gotta wait.
This is definitely a very different take on the Batman origin story. So I mean they're playing around with some of the stuff. I've always assumed that Bruce Wayne was older than a lot of his adversaries, with the exception of a couple. I mean, he's younger than Harvey Dent. He's younger than Joker. At least I've always assumed younger than Joker. Younger than Penguin. But I mean, a lot of the other villains, I always imagined he was roughly around the same age as.
And generally, that is what we're seeing. With the exception, Joker, it looks like actually might be younger.
Jerome is a little bit older than him, a couple of years. But the way I look at it is Harley Quinn. I think she might be around.
Basically, I was looking at it today, and for any of it to make sense, because she was about 25 when she became Harley Quinn instead of Dr. Harleen Quinzel. So roughly at around the time that we're at now, she would be 8. So ideally, it's a really bad idea to be introduced her, and as Lazy Nerd says, and I fully agree, it would definitely make things complicated.
But that's the kind of thing with Gotham. They definitely seem to go off and try. I mean, they've always tried to go off and shove as much in as possible. From what I've seen on Facebook and Reddit Facebook, we can expect to see Mr. Freeze back sometime this year. I'm still waiting to see, if they're going to go off and, bring back Killer Croc or some of the other experiments from Indian Hill. I mean, I think we sort of saw maybe a Man-Bat at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like I've always been excited by Gotham. I love it, and I really got to catch back up on the last few episodes from the first half, and definitely watch the latest one. I'm excited for where it's going. I like the fact it's dark. I'm a little worried about the fact that maybe it's really, really dark and then it's going to go back to light. And that's just as bad as, having it dark for too long.
I don't necessarily think that we're ever going to really see it go like light. I mean, Gotham is, in part in the comparison, but I mean, it's very much kind of like more 50 Shades of gray because sometimes it's very, very, very dark, but even at its lightest, it's still not, light. It's still gray. It's still...
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do believe, though, that we should go to a quick music break.
Absolutely.
And when we come back, we'll be talking a little bit about FanQuest, as well as I was asked to give my opinion on the brand new series of A Series of Fortunate Events. So... I've only watched one episode, so, bear with me.
Okay.
And then, we got a few other things we'll talk about, and so enjoy our music. Guys, welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. So last week we actually had an interview with Dan from FanQuest. From FanQuest. Holy smokes, my tongue just got tied there.
Tongue tied, are you?
And that was of course not a live episode, but that was a really, really fun for us to take part in and really do. And definitely we learned a lot and all that, and we're looking forward to being involved with it in May. So, the last couple of days, they've been introducing a couple guests, one each day, and they're going to be doing it for, as long as they have, guests to announce. So, yesterday they announced, and these are just local ones right now. Jay Tanuki, who's a cosplayer from Winnipeg, which is exciting. She's been doing cons and all that for 13 plus years, which is, I can only imagine what that'd be like. I've been taking part in that for roughly around the same time, but not in the same capacity. And the other one that they actually just announced today was, and I'm really going to be bad with his name, Chloe Sky Cosplay. This is her first time doing a con, which is awesome that she picked FanQuest to do this. And she's also from Manitoba, which is even more exciting. I love these Manitoba, ones, really promoting the home group.
Yeah,
FanQuest did, awesome on that.
She in particular is really well known for her World of Warcraft cosplays.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm trying to go off and trying to find something on our Facebook page to discuss. There's actually this coming August. There is going to be a Transformer con here in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
and we've actually been, asked to attend.
Yes. So basically, this August 26th and 27th, it'll be the EnterCon, which is basically really big on the Transformers. For anyone who is at C4 this last October, and they had that big Optimus Prime semi truck. That's what these guys are. And it was really exciting that they reached out to us and talked to us and setting up an interview and all that.
And I got it. I get the name of Energon.
Yeah.
That's very smart there. I like that.
So they're definitely we're excited to be be there for that as well as interview them. They're also big on like G.I. Joe and all that. One of the guys they actually have there was one of the ones who did the original comic books for G.I. Joe, all 40 issues. So that is exciting. Yeah. Definitely, there's a lot of cons going on in Manitoba this year, and we're definitely going to try to make our way to as many of them as we can, in one form or another, even if it's just as a guest, a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you'll be going to HorrorCon.
I will be at. I'll be at HorrorCon. A little bit more than a couple weeks. But definitely pretty soon. It'd be February 12 and 13, I think it is. But I will
give or take 3
give or take. Yeah. It's really close to Valentine's Day, which I love. It mixes the whole horror with I don't know, love and dovey, and anytime you watch a horror movie, there's always some couple in love and they die shortly after. So it's only ideal that you have, a horror con by...
Well, I mean, there's the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Yeah. They've literally made horror movies about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and it's perfect. So I will be actually there as just walking around, but I will have my mask on, so you will not actually see my face. You'll see my other face. I'm going as Michael Myers. So
in a business suit.
I will be Michael Myers as a businessman. A
well-dressed killer man.
A well-dressed killer man. Yes.
Yes.
So definitely excited for that. Definitely going to be taking part in the Manitoba Comic Convention as well, April 1st. And of course, FanQuest, May 27th, May 28th. EnterCon, August 27th or August 26th, 27th. I'm getting the dates mixed up already.
And if you just want to keep up with what we're doing and what is driving us, definitely go check out our Facebook page. Search us, Captain Fizz and the Masked Man, and you'll find out all this stuff. We will keep you guys up to date on everything FanQuest related, and pretty much all the
local
conventions here for CERN.
And there's lots.
So
there's also KeyCon. I believe the week before FanQuest, and then Manitoba Comic Convention is the week after FanQuest. So 3 weeks in a row, I will literally be exhausted out of my mind.
I believe it, and I will have to pick and choose since I have a 3-year-old.
Right, and you and I, me, and your wife are actually going to be attending a wrestling convention coming up as well.
We are, and kind of a segue into it for these guys. This was a big weekend for WWE. If you have the WWE Network, they went off and crowned their first ever United Kingdom champion. It was a great 2-night event. I really suggest if you're a big wrestling fan, go check it out. We also found out last night on Monday Night Raw that Kurt Angle is officially going into the WWE Hall of Fame, which is pretty huge.
About dang time.
I mean, not only is he a former 6-time WWE champion, he's also truly the first ever real TNA world champion. He also made him the second wrestler in the world to have been both in the TNA Hall of Fame as well as the WWE Hall of Fame. The other one is Sting, no surprise there.
No.
That's pretty huge. I'm actually thinking about doing some videos where I just talk about wrestling. So keep an eye open for that stuff.
I definitely think that would be an awesome little thing, especially leading up to the wrestling convention. Little things here and there. I really want to be in part with that one way or another. I know,
and this is going to be. I mean, and Royal Rumble's turning out to be pretty huge. The Royal Rumble match itself. I mean, they're gonna have like Brock Lesnar in it. They're having Goldberg